Hello, Goddess, and welcome. Oh my, what a journey we are on. My name is Rochelle. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, we spend our time looking for and finding our power so we can rise and thrive all along that which is our self-love empowerment journey. And most of us around here, we're on that healing twin flames journey too, right? Telling you what, sister, that twin flame journey, wow, it's a doozy, isn't it? But then again, so is that which is the self-love empowerment journey. If we really allow ourselves to envision for ourselves the lives that we truly desire, there are no limits, but we have been the ones to put limits upon ourselves because we were taught to do that. We were taught that we were not good enough. We were taught that money was hard to come by, that flying around the world, just bouncing from place to place wasn't normal. It wasn't safe. I'm okay with it being crazy. I've had some clarity in the sense of recognizing for myself that, whoa, there's a theme here with this crazy. Now, in the urban dictionary, so to speak, way of defining it, originally, obviously, it was interchangeable with insane. However, insane is definitely a whole nother level. Like, it's a whole nother level. Crazy, actually, by modern definition, is simply that you don't fit in with the crowd. You don't do what everybody else does. You don't see the world the same. And most often in a really good way. Like you're living your life. And so you're going to be seen as crazy because you're not staying in the confines, in the limitations. You're living free. Take a moment and consider that. Now, the reason I want to point out why crazy, because I really feel as though right now it is this, wow, I just felt that solar plexus tingle. There's a song called I Want Crazy by Hunter Hayes. It's a country song. Go listen to it, guys. For me personally, I remember sitting in this spot. The room was arranged differently. My computer was over here at the time, and I was literally on Facebook Messenger on my computer. I don't do that anymore, but typing to my twin flame. We were exchanging conversation, and I remember as I was getting ready for this trip to go meet him, this first ever trip off the North American continent. I had never in my life manifested anything like that before, with literally starting with basically nothing, like starting from absolute scratch, having zero plans, nothing saved, no passport, nada for that trip. But here, that's what the twin flame journey is, and it's a catalyst. It's a catalyst for you to once and fucking for all come back to you, to stop. You're just done. You're done trying to fit into everybody else's box, being miserable. It's time to crack you all the way open and reveal all of you unto you, to heal all of you within you, so that you can reunite with all of that is you. Oh, my mercy. And this twin flame connection does exactly that. But dear sweet sister, it really is about that point to when he comes back, you don't teeter. You don't teeter. You stay. You don't get, You don't allow just his presence to throw you out of your energetic state, whatever it is, when you're high vibration, wherever, because most of us, our DMs, right, have that, which we actually can say are, the majority of us the same, the addictions, right, the addictions that we've had. And so therefore, our counterparts are experiencing those. So, that said, you have to be stable. You have to be able to remain stable and not allow whatever he's going through or whatever he's bringing to throw you off. And then the entire connection is off. Do you see what's happening here? This is why. This is what the getting ready to be ready is getting ready so that you're working on you and getting stable and strong in your space to where things in your environment don't throw you off, don't send you in a spiral, that you can begin to surrender to the journey, go with the flow. Remember, my landlady, right? I think I mentioned this. My landlady quit paying the mortgage almost 2 months ago. And I'm getting notices, right? And based on what my plans are, my vision, it's gonna fall right, and it's literally the universe saying, Rochelle, you had this vision and it's time. It's time. So guess what? Yeah. And then my DM, poof, communication yesterday. First in just over a month. And there was some chasing because I hung up on him when he started to repeat the patterns. I said, nope. I said I was done with this, and I meant it. I'm staying solid. I am staying stable. Even though, of course, at first, when that call first came in, it was like, oh, I caught my breath, right? My heart starts to flutter. You start to feel the butterflies. Oh my God, he's calling me. I even saw myself playing with my orca necklace. Then we get fidgety. So it was just this, oh my goodness. And then, like I said, it wasn't very far into the conversation. And I could feel the energy start to come at me, and I'm like, nope, no. Click, hung up. And I didn't exchange conversation with him the rest of the day. I stood my ground. I said, nope, not doing that. I'm staying. I had been meditating. I was embodying. I was visual. I was in, and that's why he called. I was in complete receptive mode. And I wasn't even thinking about him. I was in my vision. I was in gratitude. I was in alignment, Goddess. And when I could feel him starting to want to pull, I'm like, no, I am strong and I am stable. And that is exactly what is happening with you, Goddess. Is you are becoming strong and stable so that when he does return, and the momentum of the past appears, you're able to go, nuh-uh, not welcome here. That energy, not welcome here. And if that means you've got to go purge it out, because that's the go. I'm high vibing it over here, buddy. All right, Goddess, that's what it is. You've got to be able to. That's what it is to stand in your power, to be solid and stable. Solid and stable. Yeah. Ooh. Wow. Well, there it is. And that's those who are regulars of my videos here, of my messages. know that when this card comes up, it's first and foremost, who is the one person you can only ever truly love completely? Well, that is you. You are your first love. Your twin flame is perceived as that first because they are you. This is why loving you is so important. This is why filling your cup is so important. This is why allowing yourself to receive love, to dream big, to live the dreams that you've always wanted, to just allow yourself to feel good in this moment right now because you can. Because you can. By simply allowing yourself to think better thinking thoughts, to focus on better feeling things. And then you'll feel better feeling feelings. Talk about really loving yourself. Look, I have a little right there. This is a little rose quartz heart. Put that there on the card. Okay. Yeah. Self-love. It's really also allowing yourself to see in this self-love space that the beating yourself up when it's underhanded, because that's the trickster here, is that underhandedness of the ego, where we'll say something to someone and we don't notice it at first, but within what we've said to them is self-judgment, self-punishment even. Or it's like, yeah, I was so stupid, I did this. Yeah, things were going great, and then I screwed up and I did that. Do you notice it? That's really where the feminines are in this journey, that's what's going to help you to stand more strong. And I say that because that's hugely what has been helping me, in addition to having this vision that I've created that's me, and if he dare think he's going to be a part of it, oof, shit's gonna change, because I have changed. And you either change with it, or you don't get to come along and play with me. Because I love me more. No more self-sacrificing, no more sacrificial love in the capacity that you are compromising yourself. You're allowing yourself to be taken advantage of, disrespected. Even that underhandedness can come from others, of course. That's how we learn it. It's all learned behavior. And so what we're doing is unlearning this self-depreciating behavior, self-deprecating would be the appropriate word there, behavior, and begin to really allow yourself to love yourself. Oof. Living with intention. Being intentional in the moment. When you start to feel, and I noticed this for myself today, when you start to feel all of a sudden what I love to call hectic fever. I love that term. Because all of a sudden, because it's an energy, it's this energy where it's just like, it's almost starts to oh my gosh, I'm doing that. That's shaking the camera there. But you start to feel, after you've been feeling good, right? You've been feeling good, and then all of a sudden you start to feel overwhelmed. You start to feel like there's so much healing, there's so much shifting, there's just so much that I have to do. That's all ego. When you are intentional, you have to be present, and presence is soul. So when you are present, when you are being intentional about your thoughts, your focus, your attention, your actions, you are actually being present in them. You are embodying them. This was, again, where I was yesterday morning. I kind of knew he was gonna, communication was coming. I knew it was coming. I just, divine timing, that's what's not in my hands. Not in any of our hands. We can still say, certain date, I'm gonna be somewhere, but down to the very minute and second, that's the universe. See, someone wasn't being present. And that said, when you are in the present moment, all those doubts, all those fears, they disappear. And you can feel the love that just is. It just is. And so when you begin to feel overwhelmed, flustered, stressed, that hectic fever, that's the time that you're being called. That you're being called to connect with yourself. Because you're in your head. You're in your head. And obviously, unless you're literally, and I mean literally, pulling someone from a burning building or performing CPR, I'm sure where you are in that moment of this overwhelm and this anxiety being in your head, worrying about the future, what's going to happen, what's not going to happen, when is it going to happen, I don't know. Love yourself enough, goddess, to take 10 minutes. Go outside and breathe in the air. Go hug a tree. Go put your feet on the grass. Go for a walk around the block. Go meditate, period. And see how things change. And of course, one of my favorite things is the breath. And that would be why to go put your feet on the ground or hug a tree or even just go for a walk. Breathe deep. Like, focus on that breath. Feel the breath expand in your body. I actually even have a practice that I naturally created. It was just a download when I was having my severe anxiety many years ago. I have, of course, long since gone. It'll be 3 years in January since I went to India by myself. So we're talking 8 years ago. And I developed, again, this whole download inspired me to create this breathing exercise where it's inhale, exhale, I am calm. Inhale, exhale, I am serene. Inhale, exhale, I am peaceful. And I would do that. And that was one of the biggest shifters for me. From believing that I couldn't leave my house because it was like the end of the world and everything, and we're talking back in 2012, to flying to India alone by myself, me, myself, and I, to meet my twin flame who is from India there. All right. So it's called the CSP Practice. I will put that link down below. I do have, like I said, a video of it. So just, again, it's, oh my gosh, it's unlearning and learning that you are in the middle of right now. It is unlearning the old, breaking the cycles, putting a stop to to the perpetuation of self-sabotaging behaviors that keep you from what you desire. I mean, listen, sister, right now my vision is, when I think about all the exciting parts, oh my God, I'm excited. And then the very moment I peek through the window at the parts that I don't know, at the part that my ego's going, oh, but we don't know about that, and what if that, and what if that, and I'm just like, I'm not going to that party. That is not a party. That is, that's a wake. Like, it's not even that. Like, it's a torture chamber. That's what that is. It's a torture chamber. I choose to stay at the party. All right. And that's exactly what is happening here, is to really, truly be done with the cycle. You have to stop feeding it. You have to stop giving it your attention and thus intention. Even if it's a subconscious intention, you're taking action subconsciously. So it's time to be truly breaking those habits and stepping out of that, stepping out of these things that keep you apart from what you desire, keep you apart from feeling that love. And only you can do that. Only you can do that, right? And this is why when he comes back, you've got to be done with falling into the patterns of what's happened between you guys and your connection before. You've got to be ready to take whatever action intentionally is going to break and fully close off these cycles and patterns, and thus these timelines. You want it to change, Goddess, you've got to change it. And this is what we talk about when it talks about changing you. It's changing this. It's changing what really isn't you. So you're not really changing you. You're cleaning up the shit that you were infected with that isn't you. And you're uncovering you. You're revealing you, the true you that's buried beneath that shit that people, parents, school, anywhere else, TV, whatever it is, gave to you. And I just looked down and saw 2222 on my little ticker there. 2222. I'm like, wow. Did we have another number? Ooh, this is interesting time here. Ooh. It's being, again, in that allowing space, allowing yourself to receive the support, allowing yourself to receive the clarity, allowing yourself to receive the guidance, and therefore allowing yourself to receive the love. To learn to ask and receive, because that is, again, this twin flame dance that we do. If there is no ebb and flow in the connection, then it's going to get hung up, and it's going to, may cause another separation. Believe me, sister, I'm familiar with that. You really have to shift and be done with these cycles. And yesterday when my DM called me, whew, but I tell you what, I was like, oh no, we are not doing this. And I loved that he had said, and it was snarky. It was like all of a sudden this shift for a moment, like another side of him said, okay, and it would, well, hello, like major ego side. It was real snarky. And he said something about, well, you haven't changed or something. And we had barely started talking. And I was like, what? How? We're not, how? Whoa. And it took a moment, and I was able to pull back. And that's the thing, Goddess, is you don't want to just lean. You want to pull back. You want to be in your power, in your sovereign power, to make an actual decision intentionally. So it was the pull back, and we continued on, and I'm observing, kind of interesting, and That was the thing though, is after I hung up, because we went to the next cycle and I was like, oh, nuh-uh. And like I said, that was the one that I'm like, no, we're done. It's allowing for the cycles to be broken. And that means you have to take the action. It was hang up. But the change, that was like his higher self, or his ego, but getting the message through his ego in a sense to really make me recognize, to go, so have you changed? And that's what you're going to be presented with, Goddess. You're going to be presented with these opportunities, these challenges for growth, for you to step into these changes. And that means you will be presented with challenges regarding these changes. And so, ooh, it was so awesome to be able to see that shortly after I had hung up on him and go, wait a minute, I get it, the change. And I did. I said, nope, we're not doing this game anymore. I really am done. I am done. I don't care. Because here's the truth of it. I don't need you, but I want you. I don't need you though. So don't get it twisted. I got my shit. I finally, whew. I got a little, kind of like the punch guy with the weight at the bottom, right? It was like someone came and went, and I kind of, whereas before, right, on this twin flame journey, what happens? Here comes, oh, this is so perfect. Thank you, Christy, for this perfect little, Goddess Christy, for this perfect little visual for the audience here. Those things where it's the old vinyl little things. So it was as though, he came and it was just like this. And then this after, right, Goddess? I'm sure you'll agree, right? Where every time before, it's literally been, and you were literally banging side to side to side to side, and it just kept banging you side to side to side, right? Just banging, 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 banging. That's the twin flame journey in the beginning, right? It's excruciating. You feel like you're getting the shit beat out of you, and you just want it to end. You want to be done, and you're just like, I can't do this. I hate myself. I hate this. I can't believe I hate it all. And it's reaching that point of realizing that, wait a minute, the more I work through all of this, the better I do start to feel, the better I start to feel about myself, about my life, even about this journey. The more I detach from my stories, from the beliefs, the more I unlearn all the things that have kept me from really fully experiencing me and the life that I've desired to live. No more just daydreaming about it. It's time to live it. And that's very much this support card. It's being willing to accept the support where and when it's offered. And this means at times, to invest in yourself. I experience this with clients, potential clients, all the time. And guess what? Yours truly experiences it, at least, especially hiring my last coach, my current coach, the last time I've hired, paying a chunk for someone to help you to see the dark side of the moon of your own self that you have a challenging time seeing. So it's really, again, loving yourself enough to know that you're worth it. That you're worth it. Because if you're not willing to invest in yourself time and energy, and money is just energy, if you're not willing to truly invest in yourself and love yourself, to allow yourself to become and fully be who you're here to be, to not dim your light at all, but to live wild and free, I'd say that's pretty fucking priceless if you ask me. It's pretty priceless. To show the world you fully empowered in your power. Yeah. Being able to stay true to your knowing. That is the very line that pops out on this card. Because at first I'm like, discernment regarding what? Stay true to your knowing. Because you see, Goddess, when you are fully empowered, and that's one of the things on this twin flame journey, is when you are fully empowered in your power, there is nobody. And this is what it is. This is the sway, right? You're so in your knowing that nobody and nothing is going to knock you over again. But that's the thing with this twin flame journey. We come and it just turns our entire fucking life upside down, right? It makes us to question everything that we thought we knew. But that's the point. It's a catalyzing connection. Because it's about your knowing, Goddess. It's your journey. It's your twin flame journey. It's your twin flame connection. It's your self-love empowerment journey. You're here to be who you are, and there's nobody else that can tell you who or what that is. Nobody. Just as I am very much that twin flame goddess that will tell you that I am not going to tell you yes or no, he is your counterpart. In fact, I very much feel to the very depth of my heart that anybody who says yes or no, they are actually negating and that other individual's own power. They're taking their power away and they're allowing that person to give them their power. And that is not who I am. I am here to say to you that you know. And I support what you know 1000%. Infinity. And this is what's happening, Goddess. This staying true to your knowing, staying true to you, is this loving you path. And that was my thing for me yesterday, is I felt so excited about myself when I was able to see for me that after all this time, one of our longest, stretches of him not saying anything, was, and especially having had our last conversation been a not good conversation. So it had been 2 or 3 months since anything really good had happened between us, let's put it that way. And ooh, I think that's a mosquito. I knew there was one in this room as of after last night. Anyway, I digress. I need to look up spiritual meaning of mosquitoes for real. Definitely energy vampires, bloodsuckers, right? For sure. And that's going to be, really allowing yourself to see the things in your life that are energy vampires. Whether it's people, places, or things, it's time to let go. And things would encompass beliefs, okay? What is actually causing you to hemorrhage energy, as I like to say? What is sucking you dry in some ways? You've got to, again, break those cycles, all right? This is the whole staying true to your knowing, is being able to allow for yourself to trust yourself, to know that only you could, there's no possible way that anybody else could know what was best for you, in the sense of what's going to make you happy. What's your happy ending? I just happened to look up as I was, kind of wiping my eyes a moment for, just kind of that vision, clearing the vision, right? For a happy ending. Holy cow, it's so amazing how all of this just connects so beautifully. But that happy ending, you have to be the one to create the happy in your life, to allow yourself that happy. And how do you do that? You anchor into you. You trust you. You recognize that this is your journey. And that was where I was before the mosquito and such, was yesterday being able to say, you know what, whatever you're doing, I know that I am planning this vision, this trip, this what I've been planning for 2.5 years, which is traveling the world, building my business. Especially in India, there's my soul. I mean, well, of course, my twin flame is in India, but it's like I had mentioned on this special card reading that I did last week, it was, and because I was doing the For You Fridays, and this whole thing came through about, you know, that I'm not going back for him. The first time it was for him. It was all for him. I am not gonna pretend that it wasn't. I mean, obviously there was a portion of me that of course was excited to be, oh my God, traveling the world. But every time I would think about that, it was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm so crazy. But this time I have all these other things planned, and they were planned without him in the vision. However, that's not to say that there's not some rearranging that couldn't be done for him to be part of the majority of the vision, of course. But yesterday it was that space of being able to say, no, remember, dude, I don't need you. I want you. And the energy is different. So, and I want to, the darn mosquito got me itching like crazy now. I do want to point out about the I want you. Now, when I say that in this context, I mean in that quote of, again, recognizing that I'm perfectly fine without you. I am strong, I am stable, I am happy, I am excited about what's happening, I am stoked about what's unfolding, and I can do all of this and be amazingly happy without you. If you're going to come at me with some shit, if you're going to come at me wrong, twisted, right? And that's self-love, Goddess. That's breaking these cycles and these patterns. That's letting go of the self-sabotaging behavior of allowing people to disrespect you, to take advantage of you, to just not talk kindly to you, or talk about things that are toxic, to always want to talk about some certain things that are just toxic and really they don't need to be talked about. Like literally, it doesn't change where we are now, nor does it change moving forward. It has no, you know what I mean? So it's really, again, breaking those cycles. Wow, that mosquito's got me kind of twisted right now. Because I know there was more for that. But perhaps that's maybe just my ego. I think maybe we got it all. Well, let's just move on, shall we? Let's see what we have for working our light right now. How can we be kind of massaging the light within ourselves as we are, as we are on this self-love journey of really recognizing, oh, that's what it was, that I need you, I want you, is that, again, I can do this by myself. I don't require your presence in my life to be happy. But I would love for you to be in my life to add happiness to it. You can never have too much happiness and joy, right? To add to it, to amplify what's already there. But I don't require you. So that's what I mean when I say I don't need you, I just want you. I don't need you, I want you. There's a big difference. So I can not want you if you're going to be that way, because that's not the you that I want, right? Anyway, right now, this is part of a divine plan, Goddess. And these are seeds that are being sown. These are, seeds that are being planted right now. Seeds that are continuing to be planted and nurtured. They're just little sprouts, right? That's where we are. Remember the baby snake? I keep referring to that because in the realm of time, it's all right now. There is no... sometimes there just are not the words to translate the things I see in my mind, for real. But we are still in that space of newly transformed. And I have seen 927 twice, and I know what that 927 is. I caught it a moment ago. Clearly, Miss Christy, well, Christy is very present in this because I'm using her. This came from Ohio and I'm in Arizona. But that, 927, which 927, one of the biggest messages for that number is to be true to you. To be true to you. This woman, Christy, that I'm referring to, she wore like Ozzy Osbourne style glasses, like purple lenses. Her hair was like blue or purple. I think it was purple. And she had tattoos on her, I think, on her neck, and she was very expressed. She was her. Period. She was her. So that's exactly what this is. You're being asked to step into you, because the true you is the thing that's going to draw him back to you. This is exactly what's happening in my twin flame journey, my twin flame connection. I'm like, all right, fine, dude, whatever. I'm gonna do me, and y'all have noticed. I'm so excited, especially if you're in the Goddess tribe. OMG. And then the EWR All Access Pass, where you get access to the Zoom group coaching experiences. Oh, you want to talk about a wild time. Oh my goodness. And the EWR All Access Pass is the private closed container that really kind of lets you into all of my details. That I'm willing to share, obviously. So 927 yourself. And then I just saw 1111 on my ticker in terms of, oh my goodness. Oh, because it's all divine. It is all divine. That is that 1111, spiritual awakening. It's all divine right now. Divine timing. Everything does happen in divine timing. It's the ego that has this obsessive need of trying to control everything. But when you let go, and I mean truly let go of your counterpart, not just speak it, I mean in energy, where you're like, no, dude, all right, fine, I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna be happy doing me, and this vision, and I'm lining up, and I'm embodying, and I'm doing all. And that's the thing with my EWR All Access Pass, is you are going to get to do my Manifesting with Self-Love, Rise and Thrive Power program, my whole multi-segment, multi-week deep dive into manifesting with self-love, how to really truly be creating your dream life. Things got a little bit put on hold this last almost 2 years, didn't they? Well, it's time to break free, goddesses. It is time to live your fucking life to the fullest, to rise and thrive fully into your power, because that is what is going to bring him back to you. I was shocked yesterday. I was surprised when I saw him lighting up on my phone, but I wasn't at the same time, because I went, see, I get in alignment, I get in my groove, in my zone, and I'm feeling great, and poof, like clockwork. And these are the moments when I'm like, you try to tell me he's not my twin flame, you just try it. Because that is one of the greatest signs, is when you shift, when you truly shift, and you maintain that shift for a period of time. That puts that ripple effect out enough that it creates. Because this wasn't overnight, sister. Don't you dare think this was overnight. This is a moment. This was a moment. And it was like my manifesting manifesting moon ritual that we did in June as a group. My manifestations for the new moon ritual, 4 weeks later. It was 4 weeks later. It was exactly 1 month later. He fulfilled what, 9 out of 10 of those things on that list. 9 out of 10 on that list of things I wanted him to say to me and how I wanted him to be with me and treat me and look at me and yeah, yep. So it's because this realm is really dense, so it takes a moment, or a momentito. That's like I've been mentioning is the word. I don't know where it came from or why, but momentito. Yeah, it's all, and we've got to be the ones to align with knowing that it already is. We've got to be in our warrior woman power. Yes, we've got to be fully anchored in that knowing. Again, stay true to your knowing that what you're asking for, what you have asked for, it's already yours. So you just let it go and focus on where your power is, meaning what you can be doing, what you can focus on and figure out and fix and problem solve and whatever it is, because that's all your mind is trying to do is problem solve something. So give it a problem to solve in the sense of, oh, we need to sort through that. It's time to spring. All those lists of like organizing your attic or your basement or your garage, whenever you start to sit there and just think about whatever he might, go get that list and work on that. Start to check things off. Start to accomplish things you've been putting off. That is definitely an act of self-love. Plus, are you going to want to be having all that shit weighing over you and, oh man, I needed to hear this, weighing on you when all of a sudden here he comes, or you're planning on taking off around the world and you decided to wait for the last 18 months in quarantine or whatever it was, and not clean out the garage all that time, Rochelle? Oh boy. See, I'm calling myself out, sister. I did, and I had to, and I'm doing this a little bit in this moment, but I already have been working through this because it's like, oh man, I could have already had it all done. For the most part, yeah. However, at the same time, it's being able to shift into that other space of going, but it's all right, because guess what? I am where I am and I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Because if I were supposed to be anywhere other than where I am, I would be. Clearly, whatever is unfolding for me now, I am ready for it. Whatever that looks like, I am fucking ready for it because it's unfolding. And that's the thing, goddess, is when you are ready for it, boom, it appears. So anything that appears in your life, you are ready for. Anytime you are presented with an opportunity that leads you to the vision that you desire, it's because you're ready for it. But you have to allow for that love, because that's what that is. That's the universe loving you, saying, oh, you asked for this. Here you go, boo. Here you go, boo. This is for you. But if you're not letting yourself, and this is where this intention, being intentional, focus on what you really want so that you can allow yourself to receive it. Get excited about what you want so you can, and again, so this is why I'm saying, okay, so you want to move into a new house and you're like, oh, but I will sort and organize all that later when it comes time. No, sister, that dream house, but you don't want to take all the shit that you got and you have boxes in the attic or boxes in the garage, go sort that now. So what I'm saying is, any of these things that you've been putting off that can be done now, get them done. Instead of sitting there thinking, achieving nothing, making no forward movement, right? You're just sitting there thinking, and I'm needing this too, right? Because I see myself here and there, the sabotage trying to creep in for what I'm planning myself. It's like, no, get up and go. Go take action. Put on some music and go start organizing shit. Go start cleaning it up, right? Miss Warrior Woman, you're getting ready. You already know what you've asked for, that new house, that new car. You're gonna trade in your car, but your car's a freaking disaster. You better start cleaning that biatch up, sister, because they ain't gonna want a piece of junk looking thing. Clean it up, right? So you have to take that inspired action, and doing those things are acts of love, because you're saying, oh, I love myself enough that I am going to prepare the red carpet for my desires to flow in, because I am worthy of my desires. And I am allowing them, by rolling out the red carpet, for them to flow in. But that red carpet rolling means you have to actively roll out the red carpet. And this includes for your counterpart. Holy moly. Jeez. There's some good shit today, goddess, just saying. So, but that means, again, in the rolling out of that red carpet, you are allowing yourself to receive. You're knowing that you are strong and stable, and that you are worthy of that which is making its way up to your throne. That said, let's see here if we have anything from the DM. As I had mentioned in last week's, that there was definitely things going on behind the scenes. Holy moly. Yeah, I was spot on about that. And that's why, poof, there he was. He was definitely trying to plan a way for him to be part of my vision. As originally he was, in some ways, I suppose. Originally we had our vision, but all right, we have a pair. That's what we got. Thank you. We'll see what we got. So, well, exactly, transcending. That's exactly what is happening. Oh my goodness. He too, he sees you. He sees you rising. Because even though he may not actually see you physically, in his mind, he's like, because you've always been doing so well. Remember, Goddess, he has felt not worthy of you, too. You've got to allow yourself to see how amazing you are and how amazing you've done in your life and are doing. So he's transcending all of this as well for himself. All these cycles and such, he's pretty much in the exact same place as you, of course, because he's your counterpart. He's your twin flame. He is stepping into his power. Look at that. We have the warrior woman, which is the power card here, and we have the power card here. Look, and oh look, master number 11. Master number 11. The Pegasus and the dragon. Huh. Wow. Well, there we have it. I will, because I do like to keep these under an hour. It makes it a little easier to record or to upload. Let's see here, angel numbers, but let's just see. Angel number 11, I decided to look that up. That's what I was feeling. New beginnings and opportunities. You're here for big things. You are being prepared. Oh my goodness. Soul mission and life purpose. This is what you're being asked to step into. This is why you're being asked to find what you're excited about, what lights you up. Focus on the vision. Time to focus on developing your gifts that will support humanity through the challenging times ahead. Let go of any negativities. That's these breaking of these cycles. Change is inevitable. Spiritual awakening. Remember, we had the 1111 as well. So we have just the number 11. Master number for teacher. You are both the student and the teacher, Goddess. And a true teacher leads by example. Leads by example. That said, oh my goodness. For more angel number details and such, go check out at Healing Twin Flames on Instagram. You can also, of course, be finding those, because I am putting those more on my Telegram channel at Healing Twin Flames. You can come join, come subscribe to the Healing Twin Flames channel on Telegram and join the Goddess Tribe, the Rise and Thrive Goddess Tribe on there, and find that you are not alone. Start to really get support from those on this journey with you who are so tired right along with you with all the contradictory, conflicting information, and are really looking for a place where you can truly feel empowered to kind of weed out the bullshit. And that is exactly what the Rise and Thrive Tribe is all about, because we're not interested in hanging out, you know, in the muck and mud and the weeds. We're like, no, clarity, that doesn't resonate, Rise. That doesn't resonate, Rise. Yeah. It's all about rising and thriving into your power, Goddess. That's right there. Both counterparts right now. Oh, that's amazing. So yes, the angel numbers, 927, 1111, or well, 11. We have. I feel as though there had been one earlier. But that might have been another dimension, another timeline, another video. Who knows? That said, dear Goddess, I know life is getting better and better for me. So excited about life and what's unfolding and the vision that is finally blasting off. And I wish the same for you. I do. And I am here for you to support you in getting you there. Just reach out. I'm in a lot of places. That said, dear sweet Goddess, I will be here and am here to remind you that the power to change your life, to create any life you desire, to free yourself from the prison of self-sabotage, that power is in your hands, because it has always been inside you. Namaste.